What is up, WolfPack? This is the WolfPod, episode 3. I am Prack Parent, and I'm joined by...
Mac Frazier.
And your boy Pizza Sled.
What is going on, guys? We got a special episode tonight, do we not?
It's a special night in general.
It is.
Yeah.
We have, what we hit today? Big milestone.
1,000 followers on our Twitter page, on our Wolf Gaming
That's
Twitter
great.
page.
Hey, and what does that mean, guys?
Means big news. We have a giveaway.
A giveaway of a Corsair wired RGB headset. Shout out to Wolf Gaming for sponsoring that. But first off, we're gonna announce the giveaway winner at not the end of the podcast, but somewhere in between. If you guys are listening, you'll hear it every now and then here on the Wolf Pod. But let's dive into some of our topics tonight. I know the first one, what games we played this week, guys. Mac, what have you been playing?
I've been playing some Switch games between Breath of the Wild and Celeste.
Yeah, I've been sticking to the good old Fortnite with this new meteor teasing patches and sticky grenades and stuff.
Sweet. I've been playing PUBG, a few Flash games and Armor games, Sunny and stuff. But Mac, you say Celeste. What in the world is Celeste?
Let me tell you, it is a great new platformer. It doesn't cost much. It's for the Switch. And it rose to the top very quickly. The game has a lot of appeal as it's close to Super Meat Boy, if you've ever played that, with the game mechanics.
Absolutely.
But it has a great underlying story, and it's a lot of fun. It's very challenging.
What's the art style? I haven't seen it. It's like a 2D thing?
It's like a 16-bit, like a little bit. Yeah, it's pixel, which makes it cool. Cause if you've ever played games like that, it's much easier to know if you're going to hit a pixel on the edge. For anybody that doesn't or isn't familiar with a game like this, the game mechanics have you jumping through different obstacles, trying to basically reach the end goal, which is getting through these levels. So it's much easier to play considering it has the pixel graphics. So the response is better, is what I'm getting at.
It's like a pixel 16-bit platformer. It sounds sick.
It's a lot of fun.
Pizza, you've been playing Fortnite, you said. Any dubs this week? Any chicken dinners?
Oh, yeah, a lot. I think I got 6 in one day. But, yeah, I've been playing a lot with
Killer.
Our boy Shady, and I think I played a couple games with one up here and there, but yeah, a lot of dubs. This patch has really been teasing us Fortnite players, if you know what I mean.
And we're definitely going to be getting into that patch tonight. I've been playing some PUBG. I said Sunny. I mentioned Sunny. It's a Flash game. It's kind of like a little combat game on Armor games. It was actually a big game like a few years ago. Actually, not a few years ago. Probably like 12, 13 years ago.
Oh, really?
Actually,
what?
Are you guys familiar with Sinjid Shadow Warrior?
It sounds familiar.
You have probably seen it. You have probably played it. It is a Flash game, and you're a ninja, and you can pick like one of 3 different kinds of ninjas.
But, I think I have played that in
then you play. You
school
get
or something.
Yeah, you go against you probably played it in school. It's like an easy Flash game to load up. You play against an opponent, like a computer-based opponent. But the people who made that, or I should say, the guy who made that, he produced Sunny as well. So
I see.
It's not. I like these games. If anyone's listening and they've played Sinjid or Sunny, they were big Flash games. They probably are still big Flash games. Put in the comments if you play those games.
Check 'em
what
out.
Your favorite loadout is. Where you play that game. What site? I know there's like Armor games. I mean, people played addicting games, right? That's what it's addictive.
What a
addictive
classic.
Games or addicting games?
Addictinggames.com.
I cannot believe that was a huge site
It
for a
was.
while too. I can't believe that.
That's where all the balloons and stuff.
Balloons
yeah.
TD. Yo, let's actually get into some of the TDs. I'm not sure if you guys. There's a few. There were the Balloons TD. I don't know if you played Element TD at all.
I did
Tower
not.
defense games, correct?
Yes, TDs,
Yeah.
tower defense games. Do you guys have a favorite Balloons?
I think Bloons 4 was my favorite.
Yep. Same
Really?
Here. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a reason for that.
Let me hear it.
I think Bloons 4 is when they brought in the Gatling gun, and then wherever your mouse was is where it shot. But it had great upgrades, and it had a very fast firing rate. That was probably my favorite gun.
And it's funny about those games because like when you think of like some of these Flash games, since they're not made by like big companies, it's usually like 1 or 2 developers behind it. They have lives too. They're not always around to update their games all the time. So like if something's imbalanced, after a while they're not going to keep updating the game. So it's like that thing's going to stay in balance, and it just takes a hold of the entire game.
Yeah. That's what happened in the Balloons tower defense games. I feel like once you found a rhythm where you really found the most overpowered little like bot to put down, I think that's when you knew the game was like you got it.
I really liked setting up the tack shooter and like one of the freeze things.
Yes,
Do you guys
the
remember
glue
those?
shooters.
Yes, the glue shoot. Oh, dude, and the worst was when like you would leak like all the creeps would get through, but like you would have to spend a ton of money on road
tax.
spikes.
Yeah,
Get the
the
road
road
spikes.
spikes.
Well, then eventually they added the machine that pops road spikes out for you.
Yeah.
And I would
Yes.
place those near the end of the map just to have that coverage.
I remember was that in Bloons 4 it came out?
I think so. Yeah.
Either 4 or 3.
3 was a revolutionary one too. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like a 3 for a lot of games is revolutionary because you got 1, which is like the main game. 2, it's the sequel, and then 3 is like, what the fuck are they gonna
yeah.
do with 3? And 3 always turns out to be something wild. But
Yeah.
we got another big topic to hit on. This is kind of out of the ordinary, out of the box here, but we see games being made. Like I know years ago I played some of the X-Men games on PS2. We got games like the SpongeBob series on PS2, like stuff like that. We got a few more. Ratchet and Clank's not a movie, but what I was gonna ask
Should be.
should be a movie. I would love to see a Ratchet and Clank movie. I know they made a movie out of Halo and World of Warcraft, but aside from the point, let me hear a movie that you would love to see be made into a game. We got a lot of good movies coming out, so it would be cool to see some of these movies kind of morph into not even just a game series. Could you imagine a movie turning into a game series?
That would be interesting.
Do you have any in mind, or
So are we talking about a game going into a movie or a movie going into a game?
sorry, movie going into a game?
Okay.
Yes,
all
movie
right.
going into a game. So I'll start off. I haven't. So first, I'll say what I haven't seen. Just from how popular it is. Black Panther. I would assume if the movie's that good, a game of it would be pretty cool. But I would say a movie that would be pretty cool into a game series would be the Avatar.
That is
Avatar.
legitimately the first game that I was thinking of.
Yes.
Was I don't think there was a game for it.
There
But-
might have been some small games, but I'm not sure if there was ever like any big company games that like picked that up.
Well, are
Or
we
big companies
talking?
that picked that up?
Well, are we talking Avatar with the blue people?
Yeah, like
correct?
the
Okay.
3-hour-long movie.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
For a second, I thought we meant The Last Airbender.
Last
Yeah,
Airbender.
I
no,
thought
no,
we were
no.
throwing
Dang.
it back.
Yeah, no, Avatar, the one where you sit down in your theater seat and you put the pillow behind your head and you buckle up and everything because you're going for a ride the
Oh,
entire
yeah.
night. So
I've never seen Avatar.
What?
gasp. Can I get some Pog Champs?
I've got to see it before the next time I go to Disney. I got to check out that new park.
Let me tell you, Mac. Before we do this next WolfPod next week, we're going to sit down right here with a big monitor in front of us, and we're going to watch Avatar.
I am
That's
excited.
a great idea.
You know what? The whole next WolfPod is going to be dedicated to an Avatar review. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
Let's
a great
do it.
idea.
It's coming. But do you guys have any movies in mind that you would like to see?
I have
Games?
one. It was a movie I saw recently called Annihilation. If you guys heard about it,
Never.
it is a very, very interesting movie, and it's got some cool aspects that would be. It would be interesting to see how a developer would put them into the game. Definitely.
When did that come out, that movie?
Came out this year.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a new one.
pizza.
It's very good. I would check it out.
You really have me racking my brain right now because I was gonna say Avatar, but I was just thinking of my most favorite movies. Imagine a video game made out of Pineapple Express.
Wow.
I can't even think of one right now, like running from like the red and like the cops or something, but like I can't even think.
So we have Mac hasn't seen Avatar. Well, guess what? I have not seen Pineapple Express.
Oh my god, you're just like my
Wow.
girlfriend.
So it
no.
sounds like we're going to be
Oh.
watching both Avatar and Pineapple
We're gonna have to see them.
Express.
that's at both ends of the spectrums. That's a great comedy and a really serious sci-fi.
Yes, that'll be an interesting night.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I got a few more movies I would like to see turn.
Let's
into
hear
game.
'em.
Or actually, I would like to just go over some of the games that came from TV shows or movies. I know, like years ago on the PS2, I think they were bigger years ago, coming out with these games that were based on movies. I can think of
Yeah.
instantly Scooby Doo, SpongeBob, all of those.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Exactly.
I used to love the Spider-Man games.
What was it about
Oh.
the Spider-Man? Have you played a pizza?
I think I played. Yeah, I think I played a Spider-Man game. I'm not sure.
I played it on GameCube. But aside from that, I think the reason we don't see as many movies turning into games is because basically the biggest genre for gaming is competitive. You see it in every game.
Right.
You see it in MOBAs. You see it in battle royales. So what's the point of investing? What's the point of a company investing so much money into creating a video game when they don't know if it's going to even sell?
Because imagine this. Let let me just set this picture for you. You are on you're in a battle royale game. In Fortnite, you may be running around on patches of grass, may see some trees. Get this. You're not only in a battle royale game this time. You're not playing Fortnite. You're not on patches of grass. You're on sand. You're running up the hill. Oh, crap. You didn't find a gun. You found a jellyfishing net. You keep running. There's some jellyfish to your left and your right. Oh shit, there's AI in this game. Okay, you're still running. Next thing you know, Patrick Starr's running. He's trying to get into the circle. The storm's coming. It's a whole what is it? What was from SpongeBob? The man-eating worm or something that's coming after everyone. Next thing you know, you keep running.
The Alaskan bullworm?
The Alaskan bullworm. That would be the storm. SpongeBob Battle Royale. It's out there. Make it happen, Nickelodeon.
Battle for the Bikini Bottom Battle Royale.
Yes.
I think they should stop making battle royales. I think we've hit a limit of how many games should be fighting for the top tier battle royale.
No, it's endless.
I guess it is really though.
There's a chance that it could be. I mean, I feel like nothing's endless, but there's a chance that this can last for, I would say, even 10 years.
It's honestly like a genre of games that people just get addicted to for a while.
Yeah, it's
like
the
a Minecraft
same
stage was.
It's the same thing with MOBAs, and where I think we're at the point where you see MOBAs, you think of League, Dota, maybe Smite, and now it's the same with battle royales. You see Fortnite, PUBG, even Radical Heights maybe, or H1, any of the games that have come out recently.
And the common theme there is it's not like the when the MOBAs came out. So when Dota came out, it's not just Riot Games saying, "Oh, we should make a MOBA or something." It's more of this game type was so successful, we have to jump on it. People see League of Legends, Dota 2. I think Dota 2 is inevitable when they had Dota 1, but Smite comes out, all Heroes of the Storm comes out, all these MOBA games because they see how successful it is. And then you go to the Battle Royale scene. PUBG came out with Battle Royale, the Battle Royale game type. But apparently Epic Games they were working on it for 5-6 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I think there was an article about Fortnite in 2012.
Really?
As early, I think I've heard as early as 2012 they were in development.
Does it what did it detail in there? Anything? Just talking about development and stuff.
Yeah, probably just inner workings of the gameplay.
I think it was more the zombie stuff.
Yeah, maybe it was the Save the World. Yeah,
I think it was. I think they were creating that campaign for a while, and then they made the Battle Royale because I would imagine they probably didn't have the Battle Royale back then, they didn't have the Battle Royale probably in mind back then, but I'm sure that the building aspect they didn't even announce until the game came out to lead up to all the hype.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, are you guys excited for when Save the World becomes free to play? Are you guys gonna hop into that?
I don't play Fortnite.
Wow. Well,
yep.
I specifically got the Save the World because there's chances where you can get V-Bucks just from daily logins. They don't even have to be consecutive. It's just daily logins that give you V-Bucks.
Well, first off, I didn't know you bought the campaign. Is it fun?
They're continually making it better. They obviously have a team dedicated to making that part of the game better. But I played a little bit. It's kind of fun. I heard the more deeper into the game you get, the way it's exponential. It gets way better as you get deeper into the game.
Right. So we went over a lot of this stuff, a lot of games we played, a lot of games we're looking forward to. Let's go to our next segment. We got Name That Game.
Name that game. Let's get
play.
it.
So the rules here are I'm going to say a riddle. You guys are going to guess the game. You guys think you can do it?
I think we can.
I'm ready.
I don't think you guys are ready.
Let's see it.
I just don't think it's.
Let's hear it.
First riddle I got for you guys. In the dark, you'll find the skull that makes the game's pawns lull.
You've got me stumped.
That's a shame.
Is it Halo Reach?
Ding ding. Oh yes. In the series, I would say the Halo series.
Yeah.
And do you know why it would be the Halo series? Where that connection is?
I just know the campaigns. The Find
Halo
the
3
Skulls.
campaigns. Find the Skulls.
So
was that just Halo 3 or was that the earlier Halos as well?
I think it was for all. It could have just.
I remember collecting the skulls in 3.
I'm not quite sure, but I know that. Well, I mean, the whole basis behind the riddle was it'll make the game's pawns lull. So the game's pawns, who are the pawns in Halo? Can you guys think of who are the peasants of Halo?
The guard. What are they called? No, they're not guardians. The like Master Chief and all that. Who are they?
The peasants? You're calling Master Chief a peasant?
Oh,
I will send a message to the editor on that one. Oh my goodness.
I was thinking of pawns more as just like the players, I guess.
Pawns? I would call them just like the peasants. I would say the peasants. The peasants of Halo. The grunts.
Oh,
The
okay. I
grunts.
see where you're going.
So
Okay.
when I'm saying the skull that makes this game's pawns lull, birthday party, grunt birthday party. Once you pick up the skull, you get grunt birthday party.
And whenever you got a headshot, the confetti would come out.
So I got a few more here. So this one, I like this one a lot more actually. Hope you guys are familiar with this game. I think you might be. It goes, in the tropics that you'll find beasts to and fro, but you mess with the Mohawk, and you're gonna go.
Oh wow.
Think game covers.
Mess with the Mohawk.
Who's got a Mohawk?
Is it any of the Guitar Heroes?
Let me read this to you again. Let me read this to you one more time.
Oh boy.
It's in the tropics that you'll find beasts to and fro, but you mess with the Mohawk, and you, sir, are gonna go.
I'm stumped.
Beast in the tropics.
Beasts in the tropics. Think jungles.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
This is a hard one.
Far Cry 3.
Oh.
I was gonna say, was it from the Far Cry series?
Far Cry 3.
It is definitely from the Far Cry series, Far Cry 3, and we'll go over this again. So with the Mohawk, you're gonna go, but you mess with the Mohawk, and you're gonna go. So who's got the Mohawk in Far Cry 3? Voss.
Okay.
Big dude on the front cover who like runs the island and the whole like black market and trade and everything, and he literally killed everyone that like tried to take his power and all of that. So I thought
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that game's. Hey, but if you guys have never played the Far Cry series, I haven't played the new ones.
They're on 5 right now, right?
They're on 5.
Yeah.
Definitely play it, but play Far Cry 3. It's the first one I started with. That's what got me into Far Cry.
You know, the first one I started with was Far Cry Primal, and that's late. Like that came out within the past 2 years, I think.
Yeah, I think that came out after Far Cry 3. I actually never played it.
Yeah, I think it's considered the 4th one, right? Yeah, that's the 4th one. Now
Yeah.
they're
I
on
had a
5th.
lot of fun with it. It was definitely an interesting game, and the story is all, for anybody that doesn't know, it's all
Historically based, right?
well, it's all
Mythologically based. No.
yeah, it's like it's around like the time of the dinosaurs and like
Nomads and cavemen.
maybe not dinosaurs, but early men.
Yeah, not
yes.
dinosaurs.
Not dinosaurs.
That would be a game.
We're not getting
humans
that primal.
fucked up.
That would be interesting though.
Would be interesting. I would like to see a dino. Well, there is. I mean, yeah, Ark or Conan Exiles or something. I think Conan Exiles.
Arclight
Ark,
Survival.
yeah, Ark Survival,
Yeah.
or something like that. But got one more here for you guys. We actually mentioned this one earlier in the night when we were just talking. Here it goes. Leaving trails of red on the floors and along the walls. It's in this game that you risk some dangerous falls. I'll read it one more time. Leaving trails of red on the floors and along the walls.
I think I know.
It's in this game that you risk some dangerous falls.
Do you have this one,
You
Pizza?
give your guess. I think I do.
Oh man. See, the falls reminds me of Celeste, and you said we talked about it earlier, but I don't. Am I on with that?
Earlier today,
Earlier today, huh?
So Mac, answer in 3, 2, 1.
Fortnite, obviously.
Fortnite, obviously.
No.
That's the answer to everything. Pizza?
Mirror's Edge?
I've never played it, but no.
What?
Yes,
You've
no.
never played Mirror's Edge?
Next episode, I'll be sure to play Mirror's Edge before the next episode. I'm down to get into that.
That
but
game is too good for you to not have
I
played
thought you guys had this one. I know you guys have played it. We brought it up earlier. I'll read it one more time and I'll let you guys know. Leaving trails of red on the floors and along the walls. This character leaves parts of his body along the canvas of this game. It is a platformer. You mentioned Celeste. It's a platformer. It's in this game that you risk some dangerous falls. So yeah, it's a platformer. Super Meat Boy.
Oh.
When you hit the walls, you leave your red
Yeah.
meat all over the place.
Your meat sauce.
Your meat sauce,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
I
bunch of
remember
roast
that.
beef.
Yeah. Meat Boy. I've actually never played that, but I've seen a bunch of streamers play that in between games.
So, do you guys have any riddles for me? And
I've got none tonight.
None tonight. Maybe next time.
Yeah, those are
because I'm definitely looking forward to it.
You came up with some good ones.
I know.
Yeah,
that was a good start to the segment for
sure. I was
sure.
eating a bowl of Cheerios, and I'm just like, I can think of some dope gaming riddles.
Maybe the Cheerios are just they spark something.
Cheerios are magical. If you're viewing this, shout out to Cheerios. But past Cheerios, let's dive into some past games. Specifically, one that was a revolutionary game in not just the American gaming industry, in the Japanese industry. I believe it originated in Japan.
Oh yes.
And they had this was the Fortnite of the ages for a while. Not game wise, but in terms of how big it was and how it was on every single system. Let's talk about the Pokemon legacy. Mac, you want to start us off?
Man, where to start?
Where to begin?
I guess you begin with the first games.
Yeah. So what was your first Pokemon?
My
game?
first Pokemon game, I think was
hard.
Pokemon Yellow.
Oh.
With Pikachu on the front.
For the Game Boy Color.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a Game Boy Color?
I did.
I think we all had a Game Boy Color.
I did not. I started with the Game Boy Advance.
All right.
That's why I never had Game Boy Color games. But so what do we got? We got the whole Color series with yellow, red on the Game Boy Color.
And then,
Billy or Pizza, what was your starter Pokemon game you started out with?
It was the red, yellow, and all. And then once I really dove into it was the Game Boy Advance with the Emerald and the Ruby and Sapphire.
Did Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire come out for? They did come out for the Advance, didn't I? I
Yeah.
remember the cartridges now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
I remember my first my first Pokemon game was Ruby because I said I started the Game Boy Advance. My first one was Ruby. I remember the very unfortunate and sad day that I lost it on the playground in kindergarten, and I think I was convinced that someone stole it, but I was pretty young. I think someone did steal it because I feel like everyone was trying to get some stuff at that point. But I remember I had Ruby, and then my parents, when they would go out on dates and stuff years ago, they would leave my sister and I, my grandparents' house, and sometimes they bring us home or they bring me home. My sister was pretty young; she was like a baby at that point. But they bring me home some kind of game for the PS2 or for the Game Boy. I remember the night they brought me Pokemon Leaf Green, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "There's such thing as more than Ruby."
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Leaf Green and Fire Red were great games. Although I think I remember them being one color or black and white still.
They were the parallels of each other, like Ruby and Sapphire, and then Leaf Green, Fire Red.
Yeah, but the actual game itself, I believe, was in black and white. Or am I wrong?
No, Leaf Green, because Leaf Green was for the Advance. Once it started having, excuse me. Once it started having the one word in front of it, like Leaf Green or Fire Red or any of that, that's when it was coming out for the Game Boy Advance. The only ones that were black and white, I think, were yellow, blue, red, all silver, all that stuff. But my favorite, let's go around favorite Pokemon game. I would say my favorite Pokemon game was Pokemon Emerald. I mean, when I got that game, that Leaf Green was one thing, but Emerald came out, and the thing about Emerald was that it was one of the first Pokemon games that didn't have a parallel to it exactly. Leaf Green was not Leaf Green. Emerald was its own thing. Leaf Green had a parallel with Fire Red, Ruby to Sapphire. Emerald was Emerald.
Not exactly. Emerald was the collection of Ruby and Sapphire.
What? This is news to me.
Seriously? Yeah. Because in Emerald, I believe you can get both the legendaries from Ruby and Sapphire. On top of that, you can get Rayquaza.
And that's the thing they put.
He's
Rayquaza.
Right. Yeah, he is right. I remember that.
But it doesn't have a parallel. Sure, it's a combination of blue and red, but it doesn't have its other diamond. Or I think there was diamond eventually, but it didn't have something at the time with it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And they almost did something similar with X and Y, where they almost came out with a Pokemon Z, but instead they just released a legendary Pokemon that represented that whole what it would be. How Rayquaza was for Emerald.
Right. Pizza, you got a favorite Pokemon game?
If it wasn't Emerald, it was probably Pokemon Yellow. But
Pokemon
Emerald,
Yellow on Game Boy Color, correct?
Game Boy Color, yeah. Yep. But Emerald was definitely my favorite. That's when I got was playing Pokemon like every day.
And since we're on the topic of Pokemon, we're gonna go over the entire Pokemon, or for the most part, a lot of the Pokemon legacy here. And you guys have played a lot of GameCube. I know that. We want to talk Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Stadium. I mean, have you guys played that?
Oh, I've played plenty of that.
I never owned either of those, but I played them at friends'
Really?
houses. Yes, I would thirst for that game.
Great story.
What happened? What happened with the Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Stadium brand, dude? It's not like around, I feel like.
Well, interesting you say that. I think they're going to go in that direction a little bit with the rumored Pokemon game that will be coming out for the Switch.
Oh?
Yeah.
Multiplayer Pokemon almost?
Well, I'm not sure about multiplayer, but another rumor I heard is that they might go into live battling. So instead of going into this back and forth selecting what happens, it'll be more like on the fly, like a Pokemon might run at you and you're gonna have to quickly hit something. Like there's gonna be almost reaction time to it and stuff.
Ooh, that makes it a completely different game. Now
Exactly.
Now
that's the legacy to Pokemon. It's always been that back and forth.
It's always evolving. It's no pun intended. Always evolving.
Always evolving.
But, Pokemon Battle Royale.
No.
Someone out there make it happen,
gosh.
please.
We have to keep our kills coming up. We're gonna have to kill Battle Royales.
We're gonna get into that because Battle Royale, as I think it's here to stay, it may be going away sometime soon. But
no time soon.
Let's go a few more Pokemon things. So another big part of the franchise, we got the Pokemon card game, guys. Have you guys? I know you guys collected you probably collected the cards.
I collected.
Have you guys
plenty
ever
of cards.
actually played the game?
I think I've attempted. I don't know if
We
I
all
played.
attempted.
I honestly don't know if I played it right.
Right.
But
You just threw the
collecting
card
the
down,
cards.
and you were like, "This
what it was
Pokemon's
about.
amazing. It kills yours."
Yeah.
I think I remember like being a kid. My cousin had a bunch of cards, and we tried playing it a couple times. It was mostly like, "Oh, my card has more stars than your card does."
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
It's like,
I got more HP.
yeah, exactly.
Dude, I remember back then, like, HP means hit points, but I remember back then, I didn't know what it meant, and my dad, probably trolling me, was like, "Oh yeah, it means horsepower." I was like, "Word!" I was like, I remember like playing with my neighbor one day, like out on his we were playing freaking Pokemon on his like front porch. I'm like, "Oh my my Geodude kills like your Charmander because I have like 300 horsepower or something." I was like talking about Mustangs at that point. I was like, "What the heck?" But it's actually funny. I played a bit of the card game online. They have their own online client.
Yes,
for it, and
they
I
do.
absolutely recommend that to like anyone. If you want to learn how Pokemon's played, it's definitely an interesting and like just different card game. I would say the skill cap is lower than games such as Magic and a few other games, but it's really revolving. Like you think Hearthstone's pay to win. Well, I mean, people can say their thoughts on that, but I would say it's pay to win. But the Pokemon game, like, purely pay to win. Like, they literally want you to buy the cards so that you have the best cards because they always change the rotation of what cards are allowed to be used. So people sometimes will join up into these arenas with, like, just ridiculous decks that you have no chance against. But, like, it's fun when you go against someone that has, like, a deck that's just, like, the same tier as yours because, like, there's some interesting mechanics, like the burn, the blind, all this stuff that you experience in the actual, like, game itself, like, when you play Pokemon. So, but you guys think the Pokemon series is gonna? If you could give how many years the Pokemon legacy will stick around, could you like quantify that in any way?
Maybe they might go on for like a while. You saw they evolved with the Pokemon Go, and that
right.
Talk about a game that took on a worldwide audience before Fortnite, and I say that because it's a game that had people of all ages, all demographics playing together, and the only other game I can really think of that's been doing that recently is Fortnite.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we're on the topics of card games, all that stuff. You guys ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh? When you were young, ever play Yu-Gi-Oh?
I used to love watching
Let's dive into some Yu-Gi-Oh, yo. So Yu-Gi-Oh, they came out with the whole show years ago. Yugi, you're the best. You're the chosen one, Yugi. You can do it. Thanks, Grandpa. Give me all your decks. I just want your cards. Poor little Yugi. But And then Joey Wheeler was always.
Is that how it went?
Yes. Well, no, it's not, the abridged,
Basically.
the abridged series. Yeah, to an extent.
Like how Breaking Bad was like, we need a cook. Nope, we need a cook. Yeah.
Yugi was always just like, Grandpa, I need more cards. But then you got Joey Wheeler like, Yogi, you can't talk to Tristan like that. Go play a duel against Kaiba. Okay, Joey. Okay, Joey, I'm the chosen one. But yeah, shout out to Exodia, shout out to all that. Have you guys ever played like the actual card game of that at all?
I used to collect a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Same.
Yeah.
Oh, favorite card. Yeah, I can barely remember. I actually have one of mine though. I have a few.
Three-headed dragon.
Three blue-eyed, white dragon.
Blue-eyed white dragon.
What was the card that you needed like 4 of? And
Exodia.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Exodia, not the.
It was like one of those. It was like one of those things from Skyrim. Those
you'd have to get his arms and
you
legs.
His arm, leg, and everything. Yeah.
It was like one of those things from Skyrim, like one of those mechanical beasts. You know what I'm talking about?
I've never played. I barely played Skyrim.
Exodia, the Forbidden One.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm surprised you guys didn't remember these ones, but I would say one. I mean, Blue Eyes White Dragon is freaking sick. That was like one of the staples of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because like when Kaiba brought that out, everyone was just like, "Oh shit, this show has fucking blue eyes white dragons that literally just destroy the map." I remember Yugi's just standing there. He's like, "Kaiba, take my dark magician." Kaiba's like, "Haha, Yugi, I'm gonna kill you with this one." Literally throws out the blue eyes white dragon.
Oh, what are you gonna do at that point?
Yugi's like, "Fuck." And then Exodia's like, "Don't worry, Yugi, I'm still in your deck, and we're gonna win no matter what, because this is your show." So he throws out Exodia, and he wins. Kaiba's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, and then just talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, do you guys remember the wrist-mounted, like, arm...
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, the deck thing where you can put your own deck in it and everything?
I always wanted that.
Yeah, that was wild.
When I saw the first commercial for that, I was like, okay, this is a gaming revolution, and it was. And I'll tell you why it was later, because another TV show came out with something like that, and a few other stuff that you guys probably had at one point. But when that came out, like, even in the show, I was like, damn, this is so sick. They have the cards just like appearing on their arms, like they're not even like pulling out a deck, putting on a table. They're really just like, I play this. They like throw it out. They whip it like a ninja star onto the playing field. But that reminds me, you're talking about like the wrist, deck on the wrist, whatever you want to call it. It reminds me of when Beyblades released Beyblades and the Ripper and the Beyblade Arena.
I thought you were gonna bring up Beyblade because I was gonna say another game from that era was Beyblade, and like that whole TV series I used to watch all the time.
Team Tyson, baby.
Oh.
Team Tyson.
Oh boy.
Not to be confused with Team Titans, but go Tyson and Beyblades.
They ruined Team Titans.
I hurt myself multiple times with that toy.
Yes, dude.
Those things went fast.
At summer camp, dude, there would be so many kids that brought like we would have like 3 arenas we brought there, like 3 little arenas, and we'd all have our Beyblades. And I remember some kids were assholes, and they would order Beyblades from like China, the fat ones that
get
were,
the
like,
metal ones.
They were totally illegal to use, and they would fuck up everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they were heavy.
We're like 8 years old. I can't believe this shit.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
I used to. If you got the metal ones, the real nice ones, you could take people out easily.
Yeah, and they hurt. They had quick RPMs.
But let's go to another segment, a new one on the WolfPod for now and probably for the future. Yo, I like this one. Keep or kill. Matt, can you go with this?
Keep or kill. Let's dive into this. I'm gonna bring up a topic. We have 3 tonight, and I'm going to be asking the boys whether we will be keeping this one, whether we think that we should be keeping this one, or to kill it off, bring something new.
Sounds good.
So, Pizza, let's start with you. Keep or kill the new League of Legends rune system. What do you think about it? What are your thoughts?
I say kill. Because,
really?
I mean, I know that there's so much variation with what you can do now, but it doesn't compare to how much variation that there was, where you could like put a rune page with like all attack speed and just do stupid stuff, like, and you could like have all life steal for like lead jungle, and it was just there was just so much variation that you could do, and now it's like it's like they're directing you to what you can only do.
Well, you bring up variation first. I would say there's definitely variation. I'll say keep. For a few reasons.
Okay.
I'll talk about just hit on some of the things you said. Variation. I will agree that there was variation with the old runes. You could get like move speed, quints. Like there was a lot of meta games.
Yeah.
You had the move speed quints. That was a big one. Then like I remember the 1% or the one crit rune, one crit strike rune, crit chance rune for marks, and then people. But the thing I didn't like about that rune system was that you had to pay for rune pages. You had to pay for all these different runes, and you couldn't set up your runes in the game before the pregame screen. And I just don't think it was fair to people that didn't want to buy runes. But with the new rune system, I feel like there is a lot more variation. I feel like there's so many different mechanics. Like you got the common, you got area, you got the overgrowth or whatever. All these things that worked with so many different champions. Like I know when the rune system came out, I jumped right on Teemo support. That shit was so OP because all you have to do, grab Airy on, I think it's like the red or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. You grab Airy on whatever sorcery, whatever that rune page is. All you have to do, you just attack someone with your poison, shoot the poison dart, Airy procs twice on Teemo support. Other team gets pissed off. You win lane. Mac, what do you think? Keep or kill?
So, from my standpoint of being a League player since Season 2, I'm going to say kill for the same reasons as Pizza over here. I do like it, but I don't know, actually. I sort of sit on the fence, because here's the perspective from Riot Games' standpoint. I think that the reason they brought this in was because they weren't able to connect with new players. Imagine coming into a game that's been out for 7 years now, and like so many new patches, so many champions you have to know, and now on top of that, what are runes? You can't even buy them until you're level 20 till you get tier 3 runes or something.
Yeah.
How it used to be. So I think that was a good move on their part, trying to incorporate something that can be learned from the beginning instead of like, oh well, now a month through you have to learn about this whole new rune system and what's behind that.
I feel like they just turned the rune system into like the iPhone. Like it was like they just made it so simple that like I was confused with the old runes, but that's why I liked it. Is like, I didn't know everything about it, but now it's like I know everything about the runes. It's so simple.
It's very like set out for you, and a lot of people do have the same runes because like there's a really strict meta game for some AD carries, for some mid laners, all that.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Keep or kill. This one will be more for Pizza because I know you're not a fan of Fortnite too much. But keep or kill. This is a twofer. LMG and the sticky bombs because they're both in the new patch. Yes, the new light machine gun.
I think that with all the grenades out there, I'm gonna hit the sticky bomb first. The ones that I think they should keep the sticky bombs because they're so. You can do a lot of creative things with them, but
they're fun.
With them adding all the new grenades in, they need to add a grenade slot because there's what I can think of right now. There's a dance bomb, there's regular grenades, there is the sticky grenades, and
then
there's a portafor, and I still consider that a grenade. I feel like there's just too many type of grenade style things that it takes up a slot, and you just can't
something that's
have
throwable.
Yeah, exactly. And then with the LMG, that's a really, really wacky gun. You need to be really good to hit your shots.
You have to be close as well, I've found.
Oh, yeah. You can't do anything long range.
The LMG is that big gun you carry. It's like the chain gun or whatever.
Well, they added...
No.
Yeah, they added...
It's a new light machine gun.
What?
And it's similar to the Gatling gun that you're talking about, but it shoots on demand instead of that it takes like a couple seconds for the Gatling gun to warm up. Exactly. And high fire rate, very long to reload.
Is it accurate?
Only in close range so far.
Like think about the Sol from COD 4, the Sol. Right. That big light machine gun, that's basically what it is. It does like 14 damage like if you're beyond like 100 meters.
Yeah, I mean I haven't played Fortnite recently, but I played a bit of it. I mean I used to play a lot of it. I actually played it before I played PUBG. I just don't see how that would beat out the shotgun meta. Like I feel like shotguns always rank supreme.
It's
or an AR from that distance if anything.
Yeah, but you can really rip down forts.
It's good for ripping down forts.
That's what you have the Gatling gun for.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's what they literally aimed that to be, but yeah.
I'd say kill.
I'd say keep the stickies and keep the LMG.
Keep. All right.
I say kill.
Kill it. All right. Last one for keep or kill. How about loot crates and key systems in games? Now, you saw EA did terrible with this and made this whole loot system pay to win. And a lot of people were upset with that. It's almost like gambling. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Keep or kill?
So, I mean, if you guys want to hear about the whole EA debacle, listen to WolfPod episode 2.
Yes.
Because we went over all that. They fucked up big time. But I think loot crates, I want to say they have a place in the gaming industry. I don't think that loot crates with keys have a place in the gaming industry. That's an excuse for a microtransaction. I like that. So, see, people don't like that PUBG has keys, but they do have loot crates that don't require keys. Thing I don't like about CS:GO is that all their loot crates, or like the majority, have keys.
And it's like seasonal too, so you like can't get like stuff later that applies to.
Then you have to buy the crate to then buy the key to then open it.
I personally think loot crates are gonna phase out. I'm gonna say kill them. I don't think any gamer wants to see that. I think kill. I'm gonna say kill loot crate keys. I like loot crates. Kill the keys.
I was gonna say I don't think there's any new game that has come out besides Call of Duty World War II that had a loot crate in it. Can you think of
Rocket League?
That's not new though.
Oh,
or did they just add crates?
I think they might have added them recently.
Halo 5. They had. I mean, the packs. Anything with a pack. FIFA.
Yeah, but it wasn't that 2 years ago. Halo 5,
could have been. FIFA's had packs. I feel like a bunch of games had
That's true.
transactions.
Yeah.
Like,
But those packs, don't they make your gameplay better? Can't you get players to use?
The packs in Halo 5 were just, you can use that in like the Warzone.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I like Warzone in the Warzone game type, but it wasn't like it was. I like that. I like using it in Warzone. It wasn't made for the matchmaking.
It didn't like make you better. It just like it was almost like it increases your chances of getting like a really good sniper, a really good rocket launcher.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah.
Because like in the case with say even Overwatch, like it's all cosmetic stuff versus you're like in a case like where Overwatch you're guessing, basically you're rolling the dice to see what skin you get. The transition is like in games like Fortnite and League, you can just buy the skin that you want like whenever. So I think kill them.
Yeah, for sure. Kill
them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kill loot crates.
Kill them. But let's go into some favorites of ours. First one, favorite arcade game off the bat.
Arcade, like in an arcade.
Like you are at a bowling alley.
I'm playing Dig Dug.
You just got a strike. You see like all these arcade games behind you. Maybe they're free. Maybe they cost $4 because they were ridiculously priced back then. But dudes are playing DDR Max. Dudes are playing Street Fighter. What are you guys' favorite arcade games?
Yeah, you'll find me playing Dig Dug. That is my game. My go-to.
What
Love
about
that game.
Stacker? What about your Stacker?
We're going retro, I think. We're going retro. We're not talking about winning big prizes.
All right, dude. Okay. I see.
Shout out to Mac because he has won Stacker on multiple occasions.
Yes.
If you think you're good at Stacker, sorry, but you're not, because my man's over here has won a few big
times.
contests.
I would like to see the competition though. That would be a good competition.
Yes.
Because
there's such a like low skill cap to that. If you have good hand-eye coordination, you can win. It's just right place, right time.
Yeah, it's an arcade game.
If it's paying out, you got it.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. You can win Stacker. Mac has done it. If you need private lessons, he'll be hosting it August 16th down the boardwalk. So be there. Gateway 32.
Be there, be square.
But so I would say my favorite arcade game, I always would pass by like the Street Fighter, and I played it. I thought it was cool, but I never understood it. But I would say like my favorite arcade game was when I played like, I used to go to the summer camp, and there would be a bus that took us like to the summer camp because we'd like all meet up at one spot. Like it was a bunch of people, and there was this arcade game there. There were a few. There was this Donkey Kong game, which was cool. I kind of sucked at it because I was young and I had no idea how to play. And then there was this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game where like 4 people could play, run around, and do all the combat.
I've played that. That's a great game.
Where you're in like the sewers.
Yeah. You're always in the sewers over there.
Yeah, and I also like there was some like motorbike game where you could literally sit on the motorbike and like lean all around.
Those are
That's what I
classics.
all those games like down the board.
I don't think I can. If anyone can think of the name of those games just from their memory, I'll give it to you. But that motorcycle game was definitely.
I have 2 good games, arcade games. Ready? Time Crisis games. Do you remember the shooters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yes.
love Time Crisis
yeah.
games.
Where you would have to click the reload.
Exactly,
with your foot and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
And one more, the Simpsons game, where you had the
Ooh.
joysticks and you could like play with multiple people.
Yes.
Those two games were
That was
also
like
great
a
for
little fighting game. like a big
arcade
arena.
staples.
Quickly, since we got a few minutes left here, let's go over some video game characters that are our favorite. I would say one of my favorite video game characters, just because it was an OG, Jak and Daxter, and I would say Ratchet and Clank.
Okay, those are pairs.
I know they are pairs.
Characters.
I hate that I just
favorite
said pairs, but I feel like they go hand in hand with each other.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
named
they
two.
do.
But if you have a few of mine, say it.
Few of mine. Favorite video game character.
Think of one. One is better.
Just one. Okay.
I know I went off the rails there with 4, but
Man,
quadrupled.
this is a tough one. I think
And a pizza. If you have one either, like
Yeah, I'm trying.
I'm
to
just
think as
gonna
well.
I'm just gonna play it safe. Go with Luigi.
yes.
Go with Luigi.
Luigi's Mansion, Smash Bros.
Luigi's
Mario Bros.
Mansion. That's all you had to mention.
If I'm thinking, Mario already got my brain rack, and if we're thinking of favorite characters, then I would have to go with your Squirt backpack from Sunshine. That little what was his name
Oh.
wasn't Squirtle, I know that, but what was
His
his
name was not Squirtle.
But it was something like that. It was
Blastoise.
No.
no, it could have been Blast something.
His name was Flood.
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 I didn't even have to look that. That's just my game. I
Yeah.
needed a second to think about that, but
And since we're winding down here on the WolfPod episode 3, let's go over some things to check out. I know everyone's been streaming this week. We got Mac Frazier over here streaming
Yep.
on Twitch. You want to go over
Normal.
anything?
Fortnite, Radical Heights. You can find me playing battle royales. And I'll be posting my schedule on a weekly basis from now on. So
Making beats too, right?
making
Oh, yeah.
beats too. We've got some stew time in there for sure.
And pizza. What have you been up to?
I've been working and just playing good old Fortnite.
Sweet. So you guys can look forward to Mac Frazier, Pizza Sled. We got a few more under our belt. We got some new guys actually. CNC_Trigger, one of our newest members of the stream team.
Yeah, go check them out.
We got twitch.tv/dancegriff, twitch.tv/curlyi. He's a nice home fries local
Yeah,
boy. I'll say
shady.
that every time.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna forget a bunch, but we got the Jan Show. I can't remember the Jan Show's.
I think it's just the Jan Show, right?
It's the the Jan Show
Jan
12.
Show 12?
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/the Jan Show 12. We got Shaggy. Shaggy. It's spelled a certain way. You'll find it on our Twitter.
Shaggy,
someday.
2 G's, 2 Y's. I
But,
gotcha.
we got a ton
Shout
of
out Shaggy.
streamers, and we promised you guys earlier in this stream we have something to announce tonight.
Oh, yes, we do.
Let's hear it. The 1,000 follower giveaway. Who is getting the headset, Sean?
The headset.
The headset winner, the giveaway winner.
Do we need a drum roll?
Give me a quick drum
Can
roll,
we get,
Mac.
can we get a drum roll?
Can we get a drum roll? The winner is Chaz Yanuzzi.
Chaz Yanuzzi.
Oh,
Shout out to
yeah.
Chaz. Hey, shout out to Chaz. Shout out to everyone that retweeted it. Shout out to everyone that tagged 2 friends. Shout out to everyone that follows Wolf Gaming and likes what we do. We appreciate all of you. We know that we get messages all day long. We get tweets all day long. We see it. We love it. We try to respond to everyone. We love the enthusiasm. We love you guys dropping by our streams, watching our content. Keep commenting. Keep liking. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to all of our streamers. Remember to follow them. We love you guys. We appreciate everything you guys have done for us because we're doing this all for you, and we appreciate that. But that's going to round it out for the WolfPod episode 3 tonight, boys. This is Prac Parrot.
This is Mac Frazier.
And this is your boy Pizza Sled.
And we hope you guys have a great night.
Yeah, have a great one, guys.